So Jane, what attracted you to become a brand partner with Jillian? How did that happen?
Exactly what she just said about me. The same thing. Trust, support, just awesome chick.
Uh-huh.
Super transparent, glowing. And we've been connecting a lot over the last sort of 10 years anyway.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yeah.
So,
In
and did,
fact, Jilly, do you remember when I was trying to depart the Chamber of Commerce for my mat leave and you came for the job?
Yes, I do.
And I was almost like, run, you don't want it.
No, take it. Well, I didn't get it, so
I think I might have said that. I'm not sure, but yeah.
That is funny. We have to have that conversation.
yes, awesome. So so did you post and she saw it, or did you reach out organically? Like, how did you connect?
Well,
with
so
Jillian?
she's with Connie. So Connie's with me, right? And then Connie and Jane have been friends for years. And it's funny because Jane was on my mind to reach out to. And, there's that resistance thing. Oh, I don't want to, like I don't want to bug her with something. And how's that going to look? Is that going to be MLME? But she was on my top of my list as well to reach out to. So then Connie texted me and she said, have you reached out to Jane? I said, no, but do it. So we had a chat with Jane, and she started as signing as a customer, and about 30 seconds later, Connie texts me back, Jane just wants to sign up. Let's jump back on the phone. Let's do it. So there we go. That's what we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is a great learning opportunity for everybody who's here, who's like got their chicken list. Who has a chicken list? People that you're like scared to reach out to. You go, oh my God, I would love to have this person on my team. Okay, even Jane, who was on Jillian's chicken list, has a chicken list. She's got her hand raised. I saw Sandy's, I saw Lake's hand raised. Okay, Hannah. So we all have these chicken lists. These are people we're terrified, but we're like, oh God, please, I want you on my team, right? And then how interesting is it, Jillian, that Connie said, have you reached out to Jane? And so did Connie actually reach out to you, Jane, and say, hey, would you be interested in this thing? Like, how did Connie reach out to you? What do you remember hearing from your side?
She did. Yeah. She totally did. Yeah, she reached out and basically invited me because we had Beachbody in common. And so she was like, are you still doing the shakes? And I knew why she was contacting me. I knew what I wanted, and I should have reached out to Jill, but I know how the business works, so it really didn't matter who reached out to me. And now I know even more that it's about team, and it doesn't matter whether it was Connie or Jilly, it's all the same. Like, we're all going to be on the same team. So when Connie reached out to me, I was like, I'm going to make this easy for her. I'm like, here's my email address. Here I am. And then we got on a call.
Amazing.
Wow. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, thank you. I hope that was helpful for people to hear. So, when somebody's in a network marketing company, it's a lot easier to reach out to them because they kind of already understand this model. And so then that they're already open to it. So that's always helpful. Does anybody here know anybody in network marketing that you have or thought of reaching out to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is, I was just going to say, Ezekiel got me on a call yesterday with a woman so his whole thing, I'm going to actually mute everybody real quick. So just when you're done talking, remember to mute. So he got me on a call yesterday, and he is specifically, very interestingly enough, prospecting people who are in Arbonne. So he's looking for people who are in Arbonne. And he found this woman who had like 3,500 followers on Instagram. And he just literally straight out just prospected her with the business and said, hey, like, have you heard of Purium? Would you like to check out this other business opportunity, another network marketing company? And she's like, well, I'm always open to something else. I'm always open to expanding. And, so she said, I'd like to see the comp plan. So he literally just sent her the superfood.social website. She got on a call immediately, and we spent an hour together yesterday, and she was very, very interested. And she's like, I love Arbonne, and I love, that they've got help, they have similar things. And I just asked her a bunch of questions about Arbonne. I was like, tell me about Arbonne. Like, how does it work? Like, what are your products? And like, what is it? What do you love about it? Like, I went into her world rather than trying to just bring her right into my world. I went into like, what is your world of Arbonne like? Do you have a unilevel team, or do you have do you have a comp plan that's double? Like, I wanted to understand like what she knows, what she's familiar with, and how far she's gone. Turned out she only signed up in October. She was very upfront with me about the policy. She's like, yeah, like I realize, because Arbonne's network marketing, Purium's network marketing, like I can't really cross promote. I have to be careful. And I said, yes, I understand. She said, but she goes, I have a hard time. She goes, it's easier for me to sell something I'm passionate about. And after looking at your website, I can see that the quality, she goes, I'm in nutrition school. I go to IIN, is that what it's called? IIN on the East Coast. And she said, I can see that this is something that I'm passionate about because everyone always asks me about the quality of the products at Arbonne. Is it organic? Where is it grown? Is it regenerative farming? They ask all the questions that we have the answers to. So she could see right away, like, this is an amazing product. And now I'm in no way bashing any other company. I don't believe in that. I will never bash another network marketing company. I don't believe in that kind of thing. I'm never going to hard recruit somebody and say it's better over here. You know, your company's bad. I'm never going to bash another person's company. I'm simply asking questions to find out what's important to them and to also show them what they might be looking for, how it might be in what we have. So anyway, by the end of the conversation, she was like, I definitely am going to try out the products. I'm definitely interested. I'm really busy. She says, come back. She was definitely contact me if I haven't reached out in a couple of weeks, because I definitely am interested. This is really something that I'm more passionate about. And so there it is. And I just find it interesting that his specific tactic. So Ezekiel has like 210,000 followers on Instagram, and he posted his story and she responded. And he responded to every single thing. Every single person he looked at everybody who responded to his stories, right? How many of you do that? How many of you, when you post a story on Instagram, look at every single person who commented on your stories? Does anybody do that? Does anybody does anybody wish they were doing that? Is there anybody who's like, shoot, I need to do that, right? I can raise my hand and go, oops, I'm not doing that enough. I'm not looking at every person who comments on my stories. So remember that the purpose of social media isn't to have a hard sell right now, it's to create contact. So now these people have now contacted you. So now they enter your warm market, right? Thank you, Amy. I need to do that. Thank you. Yes, me too. So that's real. These are people that now have entered a conversation, and that's what it means to put somebody in your funnel. It doesn't mean like, oh, they're interested in the products and I'm ready to sell. Having someone in your funnel means I've made contact. We've started talking about anything, maybe about the sunshine, or my spiritual fellowship, whatever. And now we're in conversation, and I have an intention to move that conversation through a funnel. Okay, so putting somebody in your funnel just means I've written their name on my tracker sheet. I've had a conversation with them that's just started a rapport. So everyone you have rapport with is in your funnel. Got it? So every single person who comments or likes any of your posts is now a person to have a conversation with. You can say, thanks for liking my post. Oh, what made you like, what made you interested in that thing that I wrote? It's all about conversations. That's why we say it's not as important how many followers you have on any social media platform. It's the quality of engagement. Are you engaging with every one of them and staying in that conversation? When you put them on your tracker sheet, the following week, when you go to follow up, it asks you, have you followed up with 3 people each day? You want to be able to go through your tracker sheet and make sure you're following up with everybody. That's why we have Follow Up Friday now. Okay, so also on that note, I want to just mention that things are going to shift a little bit. So we're talking about reducing the team Zooms to once a week, our Bliss Ahana, our Superfood Social Zooms, to once a week, because we want more people to be on the Message Maps Zoom on Mondays. So the Message Map Zoom on Mondays, by the way, if anyone has issues, they have questions, oh my God, a pack broke, what do I do about this? How do I find this in the back office? All those questions can be directed to Message Map Mondays, because guess who leads those calls? Debbie and Amalia. Debbie is the one who changes everything on our website. She is our tech person for the website. You're like, I got a problem with the website? Debbie needs to know. You can tell her on Monday Maps. Okay, Monday Message Maps is access to Debbie and Amalia, who run all of the marketing. Amalia is all the marketing. She's all the graphics, all the images, and then they have a team. Like there's other people on that team. And then Debbie is the one who's the head of customer service. So when you complain to whatever, somebody in customer service, you feel like it's not getting addressed, you're like, what the heck? You can say, I want to talk to Debbie, or I want Rachel to talk to Debbie, or can you get this message to Debbie? So like if you have like a real urgent thing, you can say, please talk to the manager, please tell the manager, please tell Debbie. Debbie, and I don't know how much Debbie would love me actually just giving her contact information out, but just so you know, I have her contact information. I can reach out to her directly. So when you guys have issues, I bring them, when there are issues and they're ongoing, I can see there's a pattern, I go to Debbie to make changes. On that note, I just want to let you guys all know too that I've been invited to join the Field Advisory Board. So that's the FAB, the Field Advisory Board. And the Field Advisory Board is the one, are the ones who, so far it's Cindy Kelly, Sonia Magruder, Seema, and now if I say yes, I haven't said yes, but if I say yes, I'll be joining. And this means that we will be able to make really big decisions, right? So when you saw those placemats come out, that was the Field Advisory Board that helped create that. When you see changes in structure and plan and anything, it's the Field Advisory Board. Okay, Jillian's giving me a yes, vote of confidence. So anyway, I am excited. I'm pretty much 99.9% yes. I just like to sleep on things, and I like to get some momentum behind my intention why I'm doing something and choosing, but I feel very honored that I've been invited. And maybe it's because I'm the squeaky wheel, because I'm always suggesting things in the crown thread. I'm always bringing your ideas forward. And so I really like to make sure your voice is heard. So, okay. So coming back to, let's celebrate. So I always want these calls to start with like celebrations. I want you to celebrate yourselves and say yes, and then make it work. Okay, Jane. All right. You were quoting my favorite quote, which is Richard Branson, say yes, and then figure out how to do it. Okay, you're speaking my language. So all of us, so like that's pretty much what I was taught since day one in Purium is as a leader. It's like, if somebody asks you to do something, you say yes, and then you figure out how to do it. So when they say, Rachel, will you jump on a call? And like when I first turned diamond, I went diamond my second month, and I had no idea even what it was. To be honest, I didn't even know what diamond meant. And everyone's like, oh, will you jump on this call? And I was like, and Sarah's like, when you're asked, say yes. And Tracy was like, when you ask, say yes. I was like, okay, yes. And I was like, I had no idea what I was talking about, but I just went and figured it out. So I encourage you all to step into leadership and just like say yes and figure it out. And we'll learn along the way. Hey, I just realized we missed somebody. Liv, who's going to introduce Liv? I noticed you on the call. You're new.
I will. I'll introduce Liv. Liv Moore, full name Olivia. She is reactivated. Liv is in my downline. She's like three spaces below, but she's recently reactivated and really linked arms with Nova and myself and the Rebel Angels. And this is actually the first call she's been in at a while. So awesome to see you on here, Olivia. For those who, I just want to love you up big and really just acknowledge you for creating space. I mean, everyone on this call, I'm sure, understands in the beginning, it can feel like a lot of like shifting around and a lot of newness and having to figure out exactly what this world is. And so I just super appreciate you, Liv, for trusting the journey and for coming on this call with Rachel. Rachel's always so informative and fun, and she just really loves to show up in this way. And so it's always so wonderful to really include you into this circle. Yay, awesome. I don't know if you could come off mute and introduce yourself, Liv, but we'd love to see your face and introduce you to the group.
Absolutely, Liv. We'd love to hear your voice. If you're open to unmuting yourself, just click the screen if you are available. There she is. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the team. So great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, what inspired you to relaunch?
Oh, well, I got started in Imperium back in April, and I love the product. I love everything it stands for. I'm an animal activist, and I'm all about holistic health, nutrition. I want to help people heal from the inside out so we can help heal the world. And I fell off for a couple months. Life got crazy, and I'm just ready to get back on the team and start making positive change in the world.
Wow, that's fantastic. And I'm really glad that you brought up that you're an animal activist, because I think I'm going to share a quote I'm going to share some information that I gathered over time. And this information is from about 2 years ago, so these numbers have increased. But I wanted to show you how Purium saves the rainforest. Okay, so a 30-day transformation is 60 meals, and which is 60 animals, which is 1,200 square feet of rainforest. So when a person does a 30-day transformation, if they are able to let go of animal products for that long, that is the impact on both the animals and the rainforest. All right. I think 60 animals is probably overdoing it, because a serving of meat is really a part of an animal. But for some reason, I wrote 60 animals. I don't think I was computing correctly. So anyway, but since the start of the company up until the time, since we started the 30-day transformations up until the time that I gathered this information, and I got these numbers directly from corporate. I said, how many packs have we sold? I want to know exactly how many 30 days have been, etc. So that is 2 million plant-based days, according for all these different people combined. So 2 million pounds of meat is 350,000 chickens or fish, or 2,000 cows, 1,300 pounds a cow. That's 2 billion gallons of water for grain saved. And that's 40 million square feet of rainforest. And the packaging that we've switched over from plastic to compostable packaging, hemp and bamboo, is about 1 million bottles over 6 years. 1 million plastic bottles not saved. I don't want to say saved. I don't know what the right word is, because we're not saving plastic bottles, but you know what I'm saying, right? Eliminated, prevented. So that's just some numbers for y'all. Something you guys can go live about, something you guys can be proud about for the company. And yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Nice to have you. And I'd love to welcome you to the call that I did yesterday, was specifically on how to launch or relaunch your business. So that's in the Zoom, that's in the superfood.social/replay. So if anybody knows that link and you want to post it in the comments, this is how you can find all the replays. It's superfood.social/replay. And it's the last one. It's the most recent one entered. I posted it yesterday. So anybody who hasn't seen that Zoom, please watch it if you're relaunching your business there. If you're like maybe missed the first fast start window, this is a perfect thing to watch. How many of you actually saw that yesterday? Who was on that call yesterday on that Zoom? Raise of hands. A few people. Okay, great. So if you weren't on it, this is one that I think is really worthwhile for everyone to catch. And those statistics, yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna text these numbers, and I think they need to be adjusted for most recently. But Nova, I'm going to text them to you, and then if you could then copy and paste them into the group for me, because I'm actually using my iPad right now. Just sending it over to you. Thank you. So yeah, and then everyone just copy and paste those into your notes. Okay, so what are you inspired about? What are you celebrating this week? Go ahead and share in the chat. What are you celebrating? What are you inspired about? And actually, let's have a few of you just jump off and just like share anything you're excited about right now. Anything at all. Massive growth on Instagram. Oh, Tanya. Wait, Tanya, can you share that? Can you jump on a little bit and share that?
Sure. So for those people who don't know, I have a fitness studio, and it's been open 4.5 years, closed for the last year. So I have a brand, so to speak, and Instagram handle and Facebook and all that stuff, YouTube. And I've hired multiple social media managers. I think I'm on my 4th one now. And I've never seen any real change in followership. And I don't care that much about numbers. None of us should care. Like Rachel was saying earlier, the number of followers you have is just one teeny piece in the scheme of things. But and I just don't want to live my life, caring about that. But it is important for widening your reach, right? And just having a new audience a consistently new audience for whatever it is you're doing, certainly with Purium. Anyway, so I have a new manager who started working about a month ago, I guess. And holy Jesus. So I started getting 10 to 20 new followers every day. With her first, like there's just different tiers of how so this woman, she just knows what she's doing. So there's a bazillion digital marketer, social media marketers out there. A lot of them are 22 and they're just starting out, but there's a real actual strategy to how to build your social media, presence. And this woman, she just knows it, she knows it. She's tapped into all these resources. Anyway, so I was getting 10 to 20 a day when she first started. And I just got over 400 over the weekend, new followers on Instagram. In one little share, she's got these networking groups on Instagram, and it's all organic. It's all real people. Obviously these aren't like bot, there's just strategies behind the scenes of these people who know what they're doing. So it was just like, oh my God, I've been open 4.5 years and I get one here, one there, blah, blah. And I've never been over 530 followers and I'm almost at 1,000 in the last 3 days. So exciting.
Right.
So, yeah, and it's just the beginning. So it's exciting.
But people want her phone number if she's available. Some people are, and so go ahead and put that in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should see if she wants me to. I don't know how busy she is.
But to come on, if she'd like to come on and join and like maybe share with us a few tips, and maybe she'll get some clients out of it. I mean, she's welcome to come.
Yeah. Okay. She actually did a Purium transformation. I just met her randomly through someone else. She'd actually done a Purium transformation a couple years ago. So she already knew about the product, which was great.
Well, maybe she'll be interested in being a brand partner.
Yeah, we'll see. She's, she hears all I'm doing. So, but the exciting thing about this push that she just did, it's this very specific strategy that gets you 100 to 400 or whatever followers in a couple of days, is that obviously I kind of wish she had explained it better to me, but obviously I'm going to use it going forward when we're about to have a group transformation, right? Or I'm about to really promote something very specific, get 300 new followers and then promote the next group transformation. So it's just exciting when you've just been plugging along, with not a lot of movement. It's just fun to get some movement. So yes, I will tell her, I'll share all that you said. Like if she wants, I don't know. I know she's busy but my sister.
What I'm more interested in is for people, because that's not so duplicatable, hiring somebody, not everybody can afford that. And that's also not necessarily like engaging, but I know you're going to engage with your audience. What I want to do is I wanted to share that. And then I also want to give people tips really quickly on Instagram. So,
yeah, right. So obviously, I mean, I am going in and very much engaging with all these people. It's really hard when you get this many people going this quickly. Like, I don't know how Ezekiel goes in with 250, you get 50 a day or 100 people in one day. And it's impossible actually to go in and look at every account. And I am at least responding to every comment I get, but to try to go in and look at every account, but I'm trying, and I'm building my dream team of people I want to go back in and start prospecting. So yeah. I would say, just so you know, the takeaway is, I mean, the first strategy that she was doing that really worked, which isn't new to probably everybody here, which is very real organic outreach, means that you spend an hour or two a day commenting on other people's posts that are relevant to you, that are relevant to stuff you care about, that are relevant to Purium, that there's somebody, and that's how you do it. And then those people, so one or two, go into their feed, comment authentically on things that resonate with you. And that's how, but the problem is most of us don't have 2 hours a day to do that. Right. So I'm paying for that. I'm paying for somebody to go and do that.
So this would count towards your, so those of you who are prospecting, this would count towards your 90 minutes of prospecting if you're actually doing that. If you're going in, commenting, talking to other people, doing hashtags and doing following hashtags and then commenting on big people, this is a form of prospecting, right? So this is part of your 90-minute prospecting hour, just so you know. So those of you who've slotted 90 minutes a day, this is an example of the kinds of things that you would do. So you create connections. And then for me, I have some, oh, Amy's got her hand raised. Sorry, Amy, I'll get you in a second. So what I wanted to share with you guys is, so I had an Instagram group that people were in, and one of the people were in there. She got 500 new followers just by doing every single thing I said. And so so I know the basics. One of the things I see Tanya doing, because I've watched her numbers go from 400 to 9 something, almost 1,000 in a very short period of time. So I'm definitely apparently aware of that. Okay, thanks, Amy. And so basically, she's doing like 13 hashtags, and she's posting every day. And she's also doing a mix between quotes that people can then share to their timelines, which will attract clients to you. If you do a quote, you share it to your timeline, someone else is going to want to share that, or they're going to want to share that to their stories, and that leads people back to you. Because if people then click on that story, it's going to take them back to your Instagram, and then they'll follow you. The other thing is following hashtags. So if you're following a hashtag like health coaching or something like that, then every time a person comes up as a health coach and you see their thing, and then maybe they have like 100,000 followers, and you comment, if you comment in their thing and you're like, hey, great post, love this, I love this recipe, blah, 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 that's going to usually bring you like 2 or 3 new followers. So if you're doing this kind of activity every day, you are going to start generating a following. And then also just like staying in touch with people, you adore. Like I have somebody who I really want on my team right now. She's very interested. She's just trying to come up with the money. I met her on Clubhouse. Clubhouse, I think, is the most amazing new way to network. I think it is better than any other social media platform. If you need an invitation to Clubhouse, let me know. I think I have 3 invites left right now, because every few days they give you new invites. This is where you can actually have a conversation. You can create a room, you can create a conference room, you can have people just randomly show up. They start talking to you, and before long, you're friends on Instagram, and before long, they're joining your team. I have 2 people right now that I met. I've only been on Clubhouse like a couple times speaking, and both times I met really 3 times. The 3 times I've spoken, I've met really important people who I'm now in deep conversations with, who are very interested. So rather than saying it here, send me a text message so I remember to invite you to Clubhouse. I have 3 invites left for now, and then in a few days they'll give me some more.
I have mine too.
Okay, great. And then another strategy for Clubhouse is you want to invite people to Clubhouse who have huge followings, because then your name is going to show up at the bottom of their Clubhouse page. And then now, whenever I've like all my really super smart, nerdy, brainy friends who like to talk and they're really awesome, like I've invited them, because I know that my name is also going to show up on their profile. So as they get followers, it'll also lead people to me, right? So you can also do Clubhouse strategically. All right. So, all right, cool. Thanks for sending those little invitations. Now, pace. Hey, Haley, by the way, Nova, do you want to welcome your people? Is there anyone else who needs to be welcomed? There's Haley, and there's another Amy, and I just want to make sure that anyone new is welcomed.
I would love to. I'm driving right now, so I can't be on camera, but Haley is an incredible medicine woman. She just manifested a beautiful new home and healing space where she can offer ceremony. She also works in supporting cannabis collectives, and will be bringing a beautiful cannabis collective to her new area. And not only that, but she's constantly working with the BIPOC community in her area and different types of underserved communities to make sure that their voices are heard, their needs are met. And she just gives from the most amazing, overflowing heart. So Haley, I'm so grateful to have you here, sister. You're such a warrior in the world. You just overflow with love, and you just support all the people in your life with so much compassion. I'm so grateful that these medicines have been supporting you. The superfoods have been helping you clear anything that's been going on in your life. And I know you'll be able to share more about your story later, but I'm just so grateful to have you here sharing your heart in this mission, because we need amazing people like you that are so mission driven here on this platform. And I'm really honored to have you here, sister.
Yay, welcome Haley.
Thank you. Thank you. It feels great to be here.
What inspired you to join the biz?
So Nova, I love seeing how just Nova is this radiant ball of energy and light. And I was like, how is she like that? I want to know more. How can I get involved in that? And she told me about Purium and how really helped her journey. And I have Hep C, so for my drug use when I was younger. And so I have been wanting to find different herbal remedies to help me clear this out of my body without having to go through the pharmaceutical route. And then I got Rona. I got caught the Rona last week. So like this medicine has really been helping me clear that out of my body too. And instead of having like 2 weeks of being sick, I only had like 2 days of like feeling like crap. And it wasn't that bad either. So yeah, so this
Beautiful.
is all just going through a big transformation in my life in general, like Nova was saying, just purchasing a home and leaving this area that has been my home for most of my life and going
Wow.
to a new community. So I needed something to just help me stay on track and be aligned and continue doing the work I've been doing.
Wow, congratulations. That's so wonderful. How fun to have a new home. How beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I really want to comment on 2 things, the Hep C and the coronavirus. So for one Hep C, the products are antiviral. Okay. So like this is a really great way to reduce the viral load. If anybody has anything like that, especially barley green juice, add that in. Spirulina, add that in. These are 2 things that can help. And then if I were going to suggest another product outside of Purium, I would say, I just have to say it because this is how I think is Patrick Flanagan's Mega Hydrate. Mega Hydrate is also very, reduces viral loads. But this is something that can reduce the viral load. As far as coronavirus, this is really a great thing that you can talk about on your lives. And I would actually maybe use this as a prompt for this week. This is going to be my prompt for your lives this week. Okay, so listen up. A lot of people are getting vaccinated right now. A lot of people are getting vaccinated in the health industry, like all the front workers, like in hospitals and stuff like that. They're all getting vaccinated. So I highly recommend before getting vaccinated, do this to boost your immune system so you don't get sick from the vaccination, okay? Have you seen, I'm sure people have seen videos of people like expressing like how sick they're getting from the vaccination. So some people are getting sick. Some people are having like feeling like, not well for a while. Some people snap back and they're fine. Some people aren't getting sick, but I'm just saying, think about boosting your immune system before, let's say elevating the immune system. I think we're not technically allowed to say boost from the FDA, but we can say elevate or enhance our immune system. But we definitely want to help people who are about to get vaccinated. So this is an important one because Tanya just had someone who their doctor said, wait till after the vaccination to do the detox. I say before and after, okay? Before and after. So this is a good topic for your lives this week if you want to address that. And then, so those were the 2 things I wanted to say. So thanks for bringing that up, Haley. Appreciate it. I'm curious, Haley, did Nova reach out to you talking about the business aspect, or was she reaching out to you to support you with with your health, or was it both?
Yeah, it was both. We actually met through working with Combo. She served me Combo, and through that space, like just opening up and being vulnerable with her about my journey. It's taken about 2 years to get to this point now. In our relationship. Mm-hmm.
Cool, thank you. I always think it's very helpful for everyone to hear how people are getting introduced to the business, because I think that's a place that a lot of people are shy, is like, we know that we want to have brand partners and we know that this can help people on so many levels thrive. My personal perspective is that the more brand partners we have, the quicker this is going to spread and help people, and the quicker we're going to change the concept of medical industry. This is my personal mission, is that to change the medical system by having enough people who've had transformations with nutrition, that it becomes necessary, imperative, and like you can't even refuse anymore to incorporate nutrition into health and transformation. And so the more people we have helping us on this journey, the more people we have who are part of this mission of spreading health through nutrition, using Purium as a vehicle, this is a way to spread like wildfire and just to really get this message out there and help people transform so they experience it firsthand. So, so I always think it's really helpful. We're always trying to figure out how to have conversations to inspire people to become brand partners. And so that's why I always ask that question. So thank you. Was there somebody who wanted to introduce, like, did you want to introduce Amy too? Because I think this is Amy's first time as well. Was that Autumn? I'm trying to remember who, Amy, Amy, AIMEE, who's your direct upline? Is it Autumn? I always forget. Yes, yeah, Autumn, that's what I thought. Autumn, are you available? She might be busy with kids or something.
Hi, I'm here. I was totally busy with kids.
No worries.
I just had to rush up the stairs.
Location freedom, girl. You know, this is what it's about. This is why we love this community.
My dog was tangled. My kid said he's hungry. Yeah, okay.
Great. You want to welcome?
Yes, Amy, welcome to the call. Amy is actually a rock star when it comes to live. She is usually very nervous about being really open and raw, you know, on, you know, social media, and doing lives was a whole new thing. And so I was really proud of her. And I am really proud of her every week for just jumping on and just making it happen. And she is really jumping outside of her comfort zone. And I really love that she has that fire in her to believe in herself. And I know that this community has helped her so much. And I'm just so happy that she embraces that. I'm also a little out of breath. I'm like, you know, but she's such an inspiration. I just love to see her expand and grow. And I can tell like she's proud of herself, and it's really good to see, you know, that spark. And that's kind of like what makes my fire keep going too. So welcome, Amy.
Welcome,
and Amy, you can jump on too if you want. I don't know if you did jump on. I'm sorry, I was downstairs for a moment. So.
Oh, there I am. Hi.
There you are. Hi.
Thank you so much. I actually, yeah, I've been really nervous to even start or do anything. But after I needed to try the product first, I kind of am one of those people that very good about talking about things. When I can back it up. And so I just kind of followed the community for a month before I even was able to start the products, and was really in a negative place. I think everything was, and I still kind of feel like no but, and I keep telling myself that's okay. Don't worry about the no buts. Just keep, you know, listening and just keep being aware. And it's been huge. And you know, Autumn has just been. She's been amazing. She's, you know, I have millions of questions every day, and she tries to keep up with me. The thing that I think I'm scared about is the actual talking one-on-one with people about the product. I don't know enough in my head memory wise to feel comfortable saying, look, it's about this. So I just kind of throw dumb stuff out. And that's, I think, the part that I'm nervous the most. So the lives are helping. I listen to you guys, and I just keep, as soon as I get off of a Zoom, I try to get on the live right away when all the stuff is still fresh in my head, put it on a live and share what I can remember with people. So that's something I'm trying to remember to do, because it will keep my memory intact. So anyways, I'm trying. I have my ex-boyfriend is my only client. And I'm trying to just push him to like actually take the product. He's very overwhelmed the first day, said, forget it, I'm not doing this. What did you do? And by the second day, he was like, oh, I do this. Okay. Oh, I do that. Okay. And I take this then. Okay. I'm like, I'm still learning too, dude. We're learning this together. And it's been great. It's made me feel better in my life. My energy is up. My clarity is, even my doctor commented on when I went in for my son's appointment, but I went in with him, and he noticed that I was looked different and felt, you know, seemed different to him. And I said, yep, it's the product. So that's all I can do is I just throw it out there when it comes to my head, and maybe randomly some people will come back to me eventually about it, you know. But it's the same thing. My why, I found my why the other day yesterday when I was listening to you guys' the Zoom, and my why was just that I want that healthiness, and I want everybody to have that healthiness. So it's like, if I can share with anybody that wants to know, then I want to share it with them. And that's my why. So I'm just going to stick with that and keep growing that idea and my knowledge to share that idea, and not just Purium, but like in all aspects of my life. So
Beautiful. Thank you, Amy. Thanks for sharing that. And I'm going to actually comment on something you said. And then after that, I want to go to Sandy, because Sandy has a healthy happy hour that she is welcoming the group to all, for us to all support and be part of on Thursday at 4:30. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we go there, and I really want you guys to think about who you're going to invite. Before we go there, what I wanted to say to Amy, thank you for sharing that about, there's something you said, Amy. You said, I am uncomfortable with having one-on-ones with people and talking about the product because I don't know enough. Okay. How many people feel like that or have felt like that in the past? Raise your hand. Just look around. You're not the only one. Okay. And probably people still feel this way, even if you've been around. So this is what I want you to know more than anything. Knowing about the product is the least important thing you need to know to do this business. Knowing about the product is going to bore people, to be honest. If you just sit there and tell people about product, they will fall asleep. They will be like, oh my God, I'm being preached to. Oh my God, she's trying to sell me on something. So guess what? We don't talk about the product. We talk about experiences. Okay, so you want to share your story. You want to share other people's stories. Just what Nova's saying, facts tell, stories sell. Okay, so what we are in the business of is inspiring. If somebody says, what do you do for a living? You can say, I inspire people with stories of health transformations. Okay, literally, that is our business, is inspiring people with stories, all right, of health or business transformations if they're interested in the business. Okay, so by that, I just want to say, get with the Autumn and get to know the Core 4 Nutrition group really well, and get to know the Core 4 launch hashtag core, the number 4 launch. I literally send people that hashtag and just say, look at all the stories here and get back to me. I don't want people talking about the products, because if you start with talking about the products, it is going to turn people away. If without a story, the products, you haven't earned the right to tell them about products. And guess what? When they are interested in the product, when they have seen stories and they're now interested in products, guess what you do? Then you send them information. That is next, is information. Okay, so I just want you guys to be really clear in that order. Stories first. You send a link for information rather than being the person to talk about the products. Let the tools talk about products for you. That's what they're there for. One of the things that's most memorable to me is Rob Mantala leading a presentation on, in a team doing a team training. And he always is like, hey, and he'll talk to a person for like 5 minutes, and then like suddenly they start talking about, the protocol and superfoods. And he always says, I'm really busy, I gotta go, but I'll send you some information. So I just want you to remember that. I'm busy, I gotta go, I'll send you some information. Or like, I love you, I want to get you this I'll send you some information, but let's continue our hike and we'll talk about our other things. Let's talk about our relationships, whatever. Get off the subject and be committed to the process of sending information through the tools and not being the one who has to explain it, and letting the connect call do all that informing for you, not you. All right, is that helpful? Good. Yeah, stories. Be story dependent and tool dependent. You don't want to be talking about anything. All right. At some point, maybe when you've done 30 connect calls, then you'll be like, oh yeah, I can easily talk about this and whatever. But stay married to the process, not the person. If you follow the process, the people will come. They're already there. We're just gonna like move them through the funnel. So that said, Sandy, woo, I can't remember if I've like introduced, I know you've been on these calls before, but I can't remember if I've actually formally introduced you. So I want to introduce you to Sandy. Sandy's in Stephanie Dawn's downline, and she's a beautiful acupuncturist and just like very deep person. She has a beautiful Instagram. If you want to follow her, everyone can just put their Instagram handles in the chat and then people can start following each other. But she has just a really nice organic page that's very informative, that's inspiring, and she just has a great presence. So she is having a healthy happy hour this Thursday at 11 at 4:30 p.m. And we would like 1 or 2 other people to share their stories on this healthy happy hour. So put in the chats if you're interested in that. But Sandy, I'd love to just kind of open it up for you to share a little bit about what's inspiring you right now, and you know, how you're inviting maybe to this, how you're inviting to your healthy happy hour, and kind of what's working for you on Instagram.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Sandy Root here in sunny Miami Beach. So yeah, I've been, well, it's only been 2 months since I joined Purium. It feels longer for some reason. I just ordered my third ULT, so I'm going to be doing the 3 months. Do you hear me? It looks like it's frozen, so I just want to make sure.
We hear you. Sometimes it lags a little bit.
You're hearing me?
Yep, you're fine.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. And yeah, my Instagram for my acupuncture page is over 4,000 people. So I've started doing some lives on there, sharing stuff in my stories, and just by a story the other day, a video I did about glyphosate, I had one person purchase something right away, and 3 people question about the definitely work, and you know, just keep putting it out there, whatever is comfortable to talk about. And I really like the idea of the glyphosate and getting that out of the system. And I've been sharing with my patients as well. So one of my patients did purchase the ULT. So in my office, I'm going to be displaying the products. And yeah, and then Rachel told me about I keep calling it holistic happy hour, same thing, healthy happy hour, holistic happy hour, HHH, either way. And I said, great, because I also have a lot of colleagues that I'd love to share with it, so that they can also carry this product line and hopefully make them into brand partners, which has been my struggle so far, is trying to figure out how to talk to people about becoming brand partners or carrying this in their practices too. I have a lot of acupuncture colleagues and massage therapists and chiropractors and all that I think this would be great to share with. So I'm hoping to be able to get those types of people on my Thursday happy hour, and you know, customers and all that, more customers. And I would love, yes, if anyone would love to be there and wants to share their story, that would be amazing. Because yeah, I don't know too many people in the Purium world yet, except, you know, like Rachel and Stephanie. So your support would be great if anyone would love to be there and share their story, or invite people and that you want to bring on too.
Thank you. And Reagan did volunteer, so thank you, Reagan, for volunteering. Awesome. She's a mama. She's got a great story, postpartum recovery, so she'll be wonderful. Anybody else feel like they have a story that they'd like to share and people they'd like to invite? Naomi, were you raising your hand?
I just want to share with you something that my son drew for me that I'm going to wear tomorrow on me and Lake's Live. This says superfoods. And this is my why, because my son and my children, and every time when I get a sale, they scream, Mama got superfood sale. And that's my why. And this is why I do it. And I just wanted to share that.
And Naomi is a recipient of the Million Mom Movement Scholarship. And she is a great example of someone who got the scholarship and is doing something with it. And she has a big plan. And she's a former CEO, like former marketing representative for Coca-Cola. And boy, is this a 380. I mean, like, talk about like life transformation. She's an amazing salesperson. She's bringing all that knowledge and wisdom to this and what we're doing. So my question for you, everybody who's in here, I would love for everyone to put in the chat, how many people can you invite to Sandy's Healthy Happy Hour on Thursday at 4:30 Pacific time, right? 7:30 Eastern time. And I don't know what time zones you're in, but like, how many people do you think you can bring or would like to invite to this Zoom on Thursday? All right, Amy's intention. So these are intentions, right? So Amy's intention is to bring 3. Autumn is to invite 30. And of course, when you invite 30, then not everybody's going to come. But Naomi is committed to bringing 4. Epic. This is great. So we're going to have an audience. And Amy's committed to 10. Hey, way to go. Awesome. Epic. So if you have a community, so this is great. So just invite as many people you can. So Amy's going to invite 10. Epic. And this is going to be, Sandy, are we using my team Zoom? Okay. So this Zoom, this is the link, Team Alchemy Zoom. This is pretty much what we use for all of our healthy happy hours. I just always use the same link for everything. So feel free to share this. I am going to drop the flyer, or maybe Sandy, could you maybe upload the flyer into the UBT group so people can see it and they can share it. I don't necessarily, you can share these on your timeline, but I don't really recommend necessarily just sharing that on your timeline. Like send that to people with a story or with an invitation, because I think that actually has the link on it. And so I'm not really a big fan of putting the link to the Zooms on the timeline. I mean, you can, but people may not understand that it's a link to a Zoom, and they may not necessarily, you want them to say, yes, they're coming, and then to send them a link. That's what we're going for. And so what is the prompt for this week? Who is going to actually do the prompt of talking about getting healthy for vaccines and getting healthy after vaccines? Who feels comfortable talking about that on their Zooms this week, on their lives this week? All right, Nova, anybody else? Okay, Sandy, who else feels Lake? All right, we're getting some commitments. I'm definitely going to talk about it. Amy, awesome. Both Amy's. Okay, great. And what are some other ideas? What are people, and who here wants to interview somebody? So we are just in the beginning, right? Who is going to interview? Because we want 3 lives this week, right? So we need to go live 3 times to get those 99 points. So who are you going to interview in this group? Who would like to be interviewed in this group? Who would like to interview or be interviewed in this group? Just share, if there's somebody here that you want to interview. Okay, Naomi's requesting Jillian. She wants to interview Jillian in her amazing post. Okay, Reagan can be interviewed, and Amy's looking for someone to interview. That's a good pair right there. All right, I'm open to being interviewed. Is there anybody who doesn't want to be interviewed? Is there anybody who's not open to being interviewed, who's not ready for that yet? Okay, so pretty much everyone's open game. So I highly recommend each of you interview people sharing their story. All of you have stories at this point. All right, keep pairing up there. Let's see it in the chat, pairing up for these interviews this week. All right, Magali, cool. Open for next week. Thank you. Nova's open for interviews. Nova has an amazing story. Everyone has an amazing story here. You're going to find out. All right. So make sure in your interviews that if you're doing it on Facebook that you tag the person you're interviewing so it goes onto their page as well. All right, good job. All right, y'all. Well, I wanted to see the pace really quick, so I'm gonna jump off in a couple minutes. I'm gonna go over the Diamond Zoom, and I'm leading the Diamond Zoom. But I'm also leading tonight with Christina at 6 o'clock Pacific time. So please jump onto that Zoom. We're going to be talking about how to go fast start, how to encourage people to do fast start. We have a whole thing with Leslie Zan, Christina Ammon, who's another crown. She and I will both be talking with Leslie Zan tonight. It's going to be epic. So definitely get all of your team members who are not here onto that Zoom. Pace really quick. If everyone can throw up their pace. So I'm going to just give you the formula for your pace. So we'll start with the points that you had last night. And if you don't know what your points were last night, look at your points today, guesstimate what they were last night. Your points last night divided by 8, because that's how many days in the month there were up to last night. That's how many points per day you're getting. And then you're going to multiply that times 28, because that's how many days there are in the month. And that's how you know what your pace is. So that's how you know how many points approximately you're going to have at the end of the month based on what you have so far. That's your average. Okay, your pace is your average points per day over a month. So let's say you have 1,000 points right now, and you're going to divide 1,000 by 8, which is 8 days. And then you're going to multiply that times 28, the number of days in this month. So that's your pace. So if everyone could just in the chats post your pace. What is your pace? How many points per day Are you getting? And then you put equals, and that means how many points you'll have at the end of the month. Based on your pace, how many points will you have at the end of the month? Amy, you're brand new, so don't worry, honey. We're going to support you on that. So Autumn can help you with that. Anyone who's brand new, obviously this is going to be a little bit challenging for you, and I don't have a lot of time to go over it, but your upline can help you. Okay, so Jillian, if you're at 720 today times 280, sorry, times 28, how many points will you have at the end of the month? 720 a day times 28 is going to be how many points you'll have at the end of the month based on that. So you're heading for 2160, which is way beyond diamond. You're pacing way past diamond. You just need the structure, which means 2 consultants. All right, Lake, cool. So you know what you want to pick up your pace. And so Lake, you have runners now. So who are you going to support to get to new ranks? Who are you going to support to get to Fast Start Consultant or even consultant for the first time? Helping Liv get to consultant for the first time. We always want to try to get people to consultant in 10 days. So if she's relaunching now, then you want to say, okay, Liv, let's tomorrow's your day 1 and you have 10 days let's get you to consultant in 10 days starting tomorrow. Here's our strategy. You're going to go live every day for 10 days, right? This is what I talked about yesterday, is how to relaunch your business, is you're going to pretend like you're a new brand partner and do everything a new brand partner would do. So if you've been in this business for a month and you're like, I never really did that fast start, you can do it now. Pretend today is day 1, tomorrow's day 1, and you're going to do that 10-day pace. So that said, thanks for participating. Text me your pace. If you haven't figured it out, you're still figuring it out, go ahead and text me and I'll help you work with it. I got to head over to the Diamond Call. I love you all. I'm going to post this replay in the UBT group, and let's all get people to Sandy's Zoom on Thursday and we'll support her. Yay! And support you. Okay, love you all. Thanks. Mwah. Have a great day.